Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. Yes, coming again on this devil platform with another message. I will say this is a lovely day in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. Just coming with a little something, something. My son, I'm just relaxed. This is a day that I decided to just lay in and not get out of the bed. I'm watching movies. I'm eating from bed. And I just decided uh, after seeing one movie this morning called The Gemini Man, my son was saying, Mom, it's a really good movie. I said, okay, I'll watch it. Along with, he brought me about 40 movies. When he go to buy movies, with the Blu-ray, he purchased the whole package. So therefore it come with Blu-ray plus DVD. So he decided, okay, I'm going to take this over to my mom and I'm going to give her these DVDs so she could have these movies that she can watch. So he brought them over a couple of days ago, and I was looking through them. I was like, these are movies I ain't never seen before. He said, no, because you don't watch TV. And he said, when you don't, you normally don't, watch TV nor movies, Mom. But I wanted you to have them because I'm not going to use them. I use Blu-ray. I said, okay. So he knew that I had DVDs players here in the house, and he decided to just bring me 40 of the latest movies that's out because he gets every movie that comes out just about. So he brought them to me, and I really appreciated that he did that. That was nice of him. And he kept the Blu-ray and he gave me the DVD. So I decided to watch a movie last night. And then I got up this morning, said I'm going to sleep in and relax. I think I'm going to go out for lunch. I think I might go out and have lunch somewhere. I want something that I never had before. So I don't know what I'm going to purchase for my lunch, what I'm going to eat. But this message is about informing you that a lot of movies that they have taken, and I know a lot of you all probably have heard something similar to this, but what I'm about to reveal to you, I want to strictly go where it began, okay? Because there's a lot of things that we bypass because we are so eager to hear what word come out of the mouth of man and what word come out of the mouth of woman. But we need to hear what the Spirit of the Most High has to say. So when I was a very young person, I always took everything serious that was shown to me and revealed to me. I think it was when I was in my teens is when I recognized that a lot of movie had some meaning to it, but I didn't put it forth, you know, as that. I just thought that okay, it's something behind this movie in reality. But I think the Most High where I'm at today is in full understanding. Being in the wilderness, it allow you to understand actually where not everything, but where things originated from and where it come from and where it started and where it's actually heading to. So I'm gonna give you a little something of being in the wilderness and how he teaches me. Now, throughout my teenage years, I always gripped this verse because I said, so it's no way we should not be able to find a way home. It's no way because he done something to make sure no matter what direction we walk in, if we walk in darkness, he still left a light on. You remember that Motel 6 always leave the light on? What I want to let you all know, the Father, the Creator, the Most High Yah has always had the light on that we may find our way to the tree of life, which is spirit and truth. You know, now, have we been given or have we shut our mouth long enough and shut our fleshly eyes long enough to hear spiritual? Because if you close your eyes right now and shut your mouth, you'll feel your body trying to hear and you hear something. If you just shut your mouth and close your eyes, you'll feel an inner part of you trying to search for something. When that's your spirit man, let's try it. Just do it for a minute or two. Let's do it for 1 minute. Just do it. You notice your eyes put you in darkness. Your mouth, when it's closed, it puts you in silence. You see that? But yet something in you still is working. You see? Even though you are in darkness and your mouth is silent, it's still something that's working and trying to find its way. Okay? In spite of where your flesh is at, it's still functioning. Okay? Now, a lot of people will say, oh, yeah, it's your mind still thinking. Yes, it's your mind. But you have an inner man greater than your mind. Yes, you have a spirit in you that's greater than your mind. I'm talking about your own spirit that is a part of the Most High Yah image. It's his spirit is in you. That's his image in you. Still has the power to go beyond when your eyes are closed and see only darkness and your mouth is closed and you hear nothing but silence. Yet something is still going on. Okay, now this is where Sister Deborah is taking us. Let's go to Genesis. Genesis chapter 3. And I want to show you where I am going with this here message, because I end up watching the movie Gemini Man. Okay, and I watched the movie yesterday, last night, and I got up this morning and I watched Gemini Man. I think that's the name of it. The movies, the DVDs that my son brought me. And the reason why I really decided to watch Gemini Man, because my son said it was good. But when he said Will Smith, I told him I'm not a person that's interested in Will Smith and nothing he think, do, or say. But what has happened is I decided to see if there is a message for me. Why? Because in this verse I'm finna read to you is what I have carried with me since I was a teenager. Let's go there. Genesis, I hope you have your sword. Genesis chapter 3, we're going to start with verse 22. Genesis chapter 3, verse 22. And it reads, and the Lord God said, behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. You see, even though he is now knowing good and evil, it's still something in man that has to take an action. Okay. And the action is to put forth his hand. And and the action is to take of the tree of life. Take of what is spirit and what is truth. Take of the fruit. Okay? Now watch this here. And eat. Not only do he have to take of it, he has to eat and live forever. Okay? Now I'm going to show you. A lot of us would say, well, yeah, we hear that, but what direction, Deborah, do we go to the tree of life? How shall we find it? How can we take of it? How can we eat of it? Okay. Now, one thing I want you all to understand, it is spirit and it is truth. Once you come to the knowledge, I got my glasses, the knowledge of the tree of life still exists. And we must desire it, because it is a representative of the Most High Yah. It has a great deal to do with him, because he carries eternal life. So therefore, this tree of life is that which give you eternal life. So you have to Not only the action is to take of it, eat of it. That's another part of the action. Okay. Now, when you eat, it digests, it goes somewhere. Okay. It's letting you know, taking it in. Once you take the action of taking it and you're eating it, now it goes inside. Inside is what holds the image of Yah in you, which is a spirit that he gave you of himself. Okay? It rests within you. He's given it to every man, woman, boy, and girl that have come onto, that have been born into life, into this life. Okay? Okay, now, what he says, you eat of it. Now, watch this. This is the part that covers the whole message that I'm speaking of. And let me go there. And it says, let's go to verse 23. Therefore, the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to tilt the ground from hence, I call it hence, he was taken. 24. Now, this is where the message is really going to take you. So he drove out the man and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden the cherubim and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way to the tree of life. The tree of life always had a direction, and it was the light. The flaming torch was representing the light that you may find your way to the Most High Yah. You see, back to the tree of life. So he said he has left. Look, go back to 24. Look at this here. Now, this is something you have never been told while you was on the Deborah platform. But Sister Deborah finna reveal it to you from this biblical book here. Genesis chapter 3, verse 24. So he drove out man and placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubim and now what did he place? A flaming sword which turned every way. That means there's no way and nowhere you at, nowhere you going, nowhere you been. I don't care if you've been in prison all your life. I don't care if you killed 1 million people. I don't care if you over in Russia living. I don't care if you over in China. I don't care where you at. This here flame in 24, this flaming sword which turned every way. For what? To keep the way to the tree of life. He always had a flaming torch on. And what did the flaming torch sword represent? The light. Sister Deborah been saying it for the last year pretty much. Go to the light. The light, you guys. The flaming. See, this is in Genesis. So I don't care who come to teach you and way they want to teach. If they want to stand on the corners, if they want to stand and make academies, if they want to have a church, if they want to have a community, they want to be in their family and think they all that and some within their family, and they want to teach you from every level. Let me tell you something. Whether you're a seer, a moor, a watchman, a pastor, a priest, a bishop, an evangelist, a teacher, a minister, a prophet, a prophetess, I don't care who they are. If they not giving you that which turns you to do actions, to go to the what? It told you in 24. A flaming sword that will turn every way. That means I don't care where you're going, where you been, what you have done, how you have done it, how you have been disobedient, stiff-necked, and rebellion. He always had a light on. And there was this flaming sword. So what that's lead me today to say to you all, from the wilderness do I see, and I have seen, is that flaming torch, that flaming, now let me stop calling it a flaming torch. It's a flaming sword. It is the light, you guys. That's what we need today. We need to be led to the light because it leads us to the tree of life, which is the Most High Yah. And if he leads us to that, then we take up that and eat of it. Mean bring it in our enter, not on our out. It says up in verse 22. What does it say? What does it say up in verse 22? It says, watch this here. Watch the action and the consequences of the action. Watch this here. In verse 22, and the Lord God said, behold, the man is become as one of us. So what? You become as one of us. Knowing what? To know good and evil. But it's saying, hold up. And now, unless he put forth his hand, which is an action, and take also of the tree of life. Now he's taking it of the tree of life and eat. So when you eat, what do? It don't stay in your mouth. It goes a place. You see? It goes in a place. It goes into a man. Okay? And this is what he said. And live forever. You see? And live forever. These are the sort of messages you should be hearing and you should have heard to prepare us for the day and time and season in which we're in, because it takes us to a different level of really actually where we at and how do we hold on to his unchanging hand. Once you come to understand that the light has always been on, there go Genesis. Just because what he's saying is, okay, Adam and Eve, y'all done sinned, y'all done wrong. Y'all went up against what I told you not to, but I'm going to keep that flaming sword lit, which is the light. To the what? To the tree of Yah. See that light I tell you to go to? It would take you to the tree of life, which is Yah. You see? It would take you there. So when you hear me saying the light, know that it's still the same one he's talking about here in Genesis. He's telling you a flaming sword that no matter which way you go, say for instance, you overdose and you on drugs all your life. You was alcohol all your life. I don't care if you were, whatever you did in your life, it don't matter. He said, that's why he kept that flaming sword lit. It wasn't where you were or what you done. He said he had it on that no matter, it said, let's tell you exactly what it says. It says in 24, it says here, and a flaming sword which turned every way. That means no matter what way your life went, what way your life is going. You see, it turns every way to do what? To keep the way to the tree of life. He's saying that I don't care what you done in life. I don't care how you done it. Go to the sword, the flaming sword, which is the light. It would guide you to the tree of life, which is Yah. And you will live eternal. Just, you got to get to the light, you guys. So Sister Deborah was saying about the movies, and I'm a kind of bring the movies in. And how the movies come in is, throughout my life, I've seen movies, and it always represented a light. It gives you some insight of what the mind of man is doing. That's a light the Most High has suffered them to do. You think this technology they have, this ability to do the things that they're doing and to clone and all this is the mind of a man? Come on here. It's still the power of Yah. Why? Because in Proverbs 4, he said he created the wicked for the days of wicked. So therefore, like he will give the righteous the tools to work, to walk righteous, he will allow the tools to work, to walk wicked and evil. That's how righteous he is. That's how just he is and how fair and he is. That shows you how fair he is. So I wanted to share that with you because when I was watching the movies, and every movie I watch, I can go into it and see where he has left the flaming sword on for me. Because a lot of 99, now let's say 100 times 100, The wicked created for the days of wicked don't even understand that they are created still to walk his word according to his prophecy. Let's set an example. Wouldn't you have figured or thought that when Yeshua was in Gethsemane and Yeshua was in Gethsemane praying and adoring him on the cross, the devil would have known that the Most High used him to take him to the cross? He didn't know. See, that's how the wicked is today. They don't understand that these movies that they're making is a light on to somebody like me in Yah. You see, when I see Gemini, the question I put before the Most High, I said, why is it in all Missouri black areas, even in the county areas where black people at, they have these blood places where they draw their blood? Did y'all know the whole time they was out for pandemic for this virus, did you know the blood drive still stayed open? Y'all didn't know that, did you? In our black communities, stayed open. So that leads me to understand when I watch movies when they dealing with the blood is because we don't understand. See, a lot of people think they're so smart because of everything they read. They think they're so smart because they know Hebrew and Greek. They think they're so smart because they can precept line little here. They think they're so smart because they know the book from back to front to front to back. They think they're so smart because they know all the books and they have mastered Torah. But one thing about it, they as dumb as a doorknob. Why? Because this thing that Yah is birthing in us, it don't come by what we read. It comes by what we hear. And that hearing is spirit and it is truth. And it has that which we hear has also ushered us gifts to be able to maintain the things that we hear and put them and connect them together. Okay. I think that even within myself, that's why I can't afford to hear a lot of he say, she say, and a lot of messages from our men today is because I listened to Jacob. And when Jacob allowed me to understand that the tribe of Judah ain't getting up, I said, wow, because what Jacob had to do as the spirit of the Most High allowed him to minister to my spirit. This is how you're taught from in the wilderness. And he'll because how many times have many of you all been in the word and you just is reading and you just all on left field and trying to say, oh no, and oh no, I don't get it. That don't make no sense. And Most High sin his elects to you and said, tell him, Jacob. Moses, tell her what it was like. Jeremiah, come on over here, tell her. And when they come to me in the wilderness and start to minister to my soul while I'm reading, oh, I get it. Hey, he said, bam, instant. I say, oh, I get it now. You see, it's just showing you this is how I'm taught from the wilderness. I'm not taught like a lot of people used to say to me, well, ma'am, can we go where you go to church? I want to join the church. You know, you can't join where I'm going. You can accept where I have been and come and accept the same Most High Yah that I have accepted and pray that he come and abide in you. You have that opportunity because he has given it to us to do just that. We have to, and how we do that, when you recognize that you got a spirit inside of you that is the image of the Most High Yah, that's the true image. Yah ain't got you in no image looking like him in your flesh. He's talking about the image. Let's make man in our image. He's talking to his right hand of power, which is his right hand. And because his right hand is going to form that man, he's going to do the power that Yah speaking. So he said, let us make him in our image. And then what? Yah formed him in Yah created man in his own image. He was speaking to his right hand. And that's sometimes you, believe it or not. You'll tell your right hand what to do. See, we don't understand it like that because we've been taught by so many men and we've been manipulated and deceived by so many men and women thinking that they have the key to the light. Genesis sits here and told you, no, ain't nobody on that earth got this key. Sister Deborah don't have the key. Nobody have that key. I already told you, you won't have that key as an individual. Not as a group. not as an organization, not as a camp, not as a church. You're going to need this and see the flaming sword as an individual. So I can abide in you and you in me. That's how he does it. Okay. So when I'm watching Gemini, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, a lot of our people don't really understand. And then when Jacob had to tell me what he had to tell me, he said, see, Deborah, keep reading right there. Right here telling you Jacob is not, the tribe of Judah ain't getting up. Tribe of Judah gonna get up when Yahshua come and do what he's going to do to get the tribe of Jacob up and in order, because the tribe of Jacob ain't getting up. Because what made me realize the tribe of, not Jacob, not the tribe of Jacob, the tribe of Judah ain't getting up. What made me realize the tribe of Judah wasn't getting up is when Jacob told me. He began to tell him how his hand would be in the enemy's neck, and how what all Jacob is consist of, and he's a lion. But then he said, who can awaken? It said, who can awaken? And the question mark rests right there. And then all it said until what is it? Shiloh come, and that's Christ. That's Christ, because that's gonna be that right hand power of Yah coming back. You see, to get Jacob up. And that's how Jacob gonna get up, because even in me as a prophet in the wilderness, I'm trying to figure out, Father, why are these black men this way? Why is our men this way? Why are they so far with the wicked? They rumbling with the wicked, the evil, the unjust. See, Yah got a plan. And it's not Sister Deborah's plan. It's Yah's plan. He's still gonna get him up, because that's what the working he's gonna do. Because after the 400 years is up, you guys, he's going to work with the people, because he's going to have to get them up and get them up right. Because the tribe of Jacob is so far distance, and they grabbing so much wicked and evil in their mindset. None of it represents Yah. Nothing they're saying or doing, glorifying, honoring, or worshiping Yah. But the people are eating it up by great numbers. Like it's the best meal they have ever had on these devil platforms. But none of their messages is telling you to seek the spirit of the Most High Yah in your spirit. Go to that flaming in Genesis, that flaming sword, you guys. Head to that. So what Sister Deborah is saying is, when I was watching the movies, as I see in the movies, I can see the flaming sword informing me that I'm still in control. So when I began to think about all the movies I've saw, and I saw so much biblical or how I've seen it from the wilderness, or how Yah's going to come and deliver, and how he's going to show up and show out. I see these things in these movies, and I can't pinpoint why isn't our men being able to comprehend it. He says, come on here, go back to this here flaming sword. They don't understand the flaming sword. The light has always been lit. They now have to understand it turns every way. So I don't care where their life is at. I don't care where the tribe of Judah is at. The light is on. The light is on. Okay? Because you go back, if you go to John chapter 1, let me tell you why the light is on. Let me show you. Let me show you what I mean by that. And see, what people don't understand, this is just taking you all the way back to the New Testament. Now, watch this here. In the Gospel of John, chapter 1, listen to what the Most High Yah is saying. He said, let's go to the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 4 and 5. I'm going to always hold on to these here verses, y'all, because you will hear me say this a lot, because it carries much today needed word. Okay. And it says in chapter 1, verse 4, in him was life, and the life was the light. You hear that light of man. Man has a light in him. But because these platforms been opened up longer than 20 years, and nobody is teaching you or leading you to the light, is because they are not of Yah. They are about their own business. Okay? They are about flesh, self. Okay, so listen to this and read verse 5. This is why I know the sword is lit. Okay, listen to this here. This is what happened. Now listen to 4. We're gonna go back to 4. John 1 and verse 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of man. He gave man who he is, an image, is a spirit. And he gave it also to man. And in verse number 9, it said that was the true light, okay, which was Christ, the power of Christ, which lit it. See, that power, when he said let create man, that power of his right hand lit it, okay? Every man that cometh into the world. See that right hand power? It lit it, okay? Every man that came into the world. That means that every man has a spirit, and that spirit was the light that was in the heart of the Most High Yah's image. Now watch this here. You go to back up to 5 and listen to what the Most High said. And this is what he was saying to me. And this is how I got it as far as the power in the wilderness, the power of the understanding in the wilderness. And he said, and the light lighted in darkness. It's meaning when I created that flesh and put that image of me, which is a light in man, it shined. That's what it says. Watch this here. In verse 5, and the light shined in darkness, and the darkness comprehended not. See? The darkness, which is our flesh. We don't want to comprehend the light that rests in us, really the true image of Yah that rests within us. We want to hear what everybody else is saying on this devil platform that does not lead us to Yah himself. So Yah want us to understand that same light that rests in us, he left a flaming sword that we may find our way, no matter which way you turn. So what? You turned this way and you did this and you did this. He don't care. He left a flaming sword on that you still can find your way. In spite of what Adam and Eve did, so what? Don't blame any and everybody. Forgive them. How many times? 7 times 7. Let them so they can find their way to the tree of light. Why? Because he left a flaming light, a flaming sword, which is the light, his ultimate light, which is still Christ. When it told you back in verse 9, that light that lit it, which is Christ, the right hand of the Father, he had lit it, every man. That means he gave you his image of a light. And Sister Deborah want you to go to that image of Yah in you, which is a light, and let him lead you home. Okay? Because sure enough, the things that we're going through and we have gone through, hey, let me tell you, you ain't seen nothing yet. And that's the only thing. And I do not want to trouble people regarding this situation at all. And I don't want you to be weary and sorrow for it. These things need be that we are approaching. These things need be, because that's how we're going to see the victory and see the Most High Yah show up and show out. Once it get to the highest level it can possibly reach, then there his glory is going to come and show you who he is. And then they going to know who he is. We have to get to that. And everything that we're seeing in the world today is leading up to that. But I say to you, just so you can hold on to his unchanging hand, know that in Genesis, he has kept that light on. And Sister Deborah is not telling you nothing new under the sun. It's always been on and it's going to stay on. Okay. So go to the light, and the light starts with you, not with the group, not with the organization, not with somebody else's family, not with YouTube, not with Patriots, not with Instagram, not with Facebook, but with you does the light rest therein. He said he gave every man that light. So know that you got it. It's an image of him. That's why he can tell who's who and what's what. He know what his image is. And anyway, even if he didn't, so what? Who are we to tell him what to do? What is his? See how crazy that is? It doesn't make any sense. Who can tell the potter over the clay and the creator of the clay what to do with the clay itself? We don't have the right nor the authority. So let's get back to that movie. So as I watch movie, I begin to see exactly how things are panning out. And then when you're seeing it take its place according to the prophecy, it allow you to be able to rest therefore in his bosom and say, oh, there it is. See, a lot of people didn't know a lot of the movies that they had out was that flaming sword, giving you some insight of what the world was actually doing. And we didn't even, as a people, as the tribe of Judah, even to today, I have never seen such an ignorant set of people. And I would want to say, I really want to say that, okay, this is where the Most High has their mind, heart, and soul. But as I began to just see the things that our people are doing, and it's overwhelmed me to the point where, wait a minute, Father, brothers is killing brothers for nothing. Oh, your car is a color I don't like. And I'm going, my son, he moved to Texas, and he was telling my other sons that in Missouri, they'll kill you for your 2001 car and kill you and leave the car. I mean, it's really, really bad. But these are the tribe of Judah. These are the people that belong to a certain tribe. So what I come to understand is, and when I hear men talk out of their stupidity of their flesh, out of the lust and the desire, because this one lady showed me a clip of a man sitting saying, we marrying, we got virgins here. We virgins is getting married here. So what is he doing? He's advertising, you guys, and no men tend to check him. It's because this is where their hearts and their lust desire. And when they really realize that it's all in the flesh, it's all a part of the flesh, but you also can tell their spirit. Because see, people don't understand. There are spirits that still in his image, but are created to do wicked and evil, because that's where their destiny is headed. So when he says a lot of things, if you look at a woman, you have already, because he knows that beyond your flesh, you are cancering out your spirit man to predestine it to damnation. He already know you. So he's just warning them through these words, but they don't get it because they have made their own religion within themselves, their own Bible. They're not out here on the highways and byways under the bridge. Go to the bridge. You want to be a king? You want to be a leader? You want to be a ruler? Take your butt down there under the bridges and then out in the vacant houses and talk to them homeless men and let them tell you who Yah is. Will blow your mind. They don't have to sit on devil platforms and Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all these here manipulating and deceiving people. They'll tell you straight up from the floor up and don't have a book in front of them and can quote everything you think you know. You see, that's how deep it is. I've been there. I've seen it. I've went among them. I've seen it, you guys. Some of the humble men and women that are under them bridges, and they can tell you what suffering is like, endurance is like, speaking to Yah it's like, because that's what they have been doing while we're running around here on devil platforms and YouTube and all these to think we all that because we getting likes and subscribers. You getting your blessing on this earth. You getting exactly what Babylon is getting. Its glory right here and now. And the reason why I say they getting their glory, they still doing things they ain't got no business doing. They still being who they are and always being. Look how they went up on them buildings and went into that office. They didn't do nothing to them. What was the military? What was the police? See, this is the sort of things that he wants you to take and put it in the right criteria, in the right order. Oh, no. Negroes out there killing each other. Men are running around here talking about many wives, marrying virgins. What the hell it mean to marry a virgin? That's a spirit. You understand? You marrying a virgin body, but you don't know what the spirit is of that virgin. You see how sick they are? That's when men minds are so lustful and so heavy in messing around with babies. That's people, and a lot of women And a lot of men won't even understand. They won't even come to the, and I'd be saying, I said, Father, why is it they don't understand that when you end the world and you charge Noah to build the ark, why is it they don't go to the beginning of really what took place? It started when men begin to have daughters and men begin to take them as many as they please. But yet they sit and tell these men today, have as many as you want. You can have many wives as you please. They don't even understand that everything, he did not mean for you to mimic what you read. Your only person you were supposed to be like was Christ-like. Everybody in this day and time, we supposed to be Christ-like. Not Jacob, not everybody who had many wives, but that's what they mimic because that's where their hearts are at. And it's out of the order. And the Most High ain't come to correct that. But he's going to come to awaken Judah. And you best bet those that are living the life of those that created, that's created as wickedness for the days of evil, you're going on that end. That's what end you're going to go on. And you're not going to go where you think you're going. So, like I said, I really kind of feel sad because it's not a time in the biblical that he have spoke of when he destroyed the Israelites. He destroyed women and children right along with the sin of the man. See, women didn't know that. See, a lot of the women don't understand that. They don't know nothing about all that. They so busy wanting to be under a man so he can make himself feel like he a king. They don't even understand. Go back to Genesis all the way to Revelation. Read that thing. Pull out, okay, if you got a computer, pull out Yah destroyed Israel and the tribe of Judah. And you'll see every time he destroyed it, it's because of what the men were doing. And because of what the men were doing, he killed their women and their babies and all their children. Look at Lot. Look at in Judge when they went after what they were all doing. Everything that he did, women, you and your children got killed along with the men. So I don't care if a man got a community. I don't care if he got a church. I don't care if he got a family. I don't care if he got a camp, academy. I don't care what you got that you join in with. If you have not joined in spirit and in truth, then you still with a cult that you have made up from the floor up. And y'all gonna measure it in two measurements. The measurement of righteous and the measurement in unrighteous. He's still gonna take that stand. Even when the Judah awaken, it's still going to be judged. It's still going to be measured. See, we're thinking that since he have a chosen people, he's going to forgive those in the ways and the things that they did that really they had no other choice and they turned to. He ain't going to deal with no man running around here with 7 spirits of a woman behind them and they thinking, got the Most High thinking that these are wives to produce children. No, that ain't got nothing to do with producing the children. It's getting your lust on and see what they don't understand. Y'all know what's going on. So when somebody sent me that clip, I was like, that's sad. But I said, Father, you know all things. All that going to be tried by the fire. And I'm going to tell you something. You're going to get burned. And another thing, it was... I noticed that in this movie, Gemini, they chose to have a black man, Will Smith. And I'm not fond of Will Smith as an actor at all and never was. Because I've always felt he sold his spirit out. I always felt like that. I know that might not. I felt that. I ain't saying that that's what he done. But what has happened is I watched that movie and I watched it and I said, oh, Father, if this not what I'm seeing from the wilderness, these are some of the actions that's actually taking place as I speak from the wilderness. I can see these things, and as far as the blood, they took his blood. And why not a white man blood? Why did you take Will Smith blood? Because see, I'm going to tell y'all, when I watched it, I'm going to show you how the Spirit took me further. They have an army that they have cloned and prepared. And they reason why Will Smith is such a best at what he was doing, they took it from him. Why a black man? You see what I'm saying? They know what they're doing. They know what they're saying. But when Yah kept that flaming sword on, he showed you the way to the tree of life, which is the tree to the truth of the matter of whatever goes on, it will lead you to him. You see? So even though they're cloning, they're actually doing that. That movie and Get Out, notice they was taking something from black men. You see? Black men today, like I say, they are the ignorantest men on the face of the earth. And I don't think it's because Yah has placed them here and they become this way because of their oppressor. They were that before because they were so ignorant till they never did what the Father told them to do. And who is the Father? The Creator. So you tell me, if they're not the ignorantest males on the face of the earth, who are they? When they said we can do this, we can do it, we can do all this, but you're still the ignorant is one, and not doing, and a disobedient and a rebellion and stiff neck. Because those ain't the things he said to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He didn't say that to David. He didn't say that to Moses. But he said it to a people that is that. And that's why men today don't understand. You got to lead the people to the Most High Yah, not to your page, not to your patriots. Oh, they doing this on this side, but they ain't doing it over in patriot. That's the man's weak mind. And women and men, understand, he do not want you wearing anything around your neck, in your ears, with his, proclaiming his name. That's a worshiping idols. It's the same thing. And a lot of people get off selling that stuff. And they thinking, oh, we doing it for the Most High. Y'all said wood can't worship me. Who on earth think that a piece of wood can worship the Most High? So why idol it with his name? Why idol it as if it's who he is and representative of him? You see how ignorant our black men are? And our black women will follow as well. You see how ignorant that is? Why put Yah on your ear? For what? Yah, you can't worship. It's just like they talk about cross. He didn't lay on the cross. What? That's this and that's that. You see? He said stone and wood cannot worship him. It is not a part of him. And people who worship that type of stuff, to me, is a blessing for me, because I also are able to see who their spirit man is when they continue to do this. I can dig in and know that they're not who they got millions believing that they are, because they're worshiping him after he then told them, don't worship me with wood and stone. They desire to do it anyway and sell it to the people. And the people were fringes. They can't worship Yah. Tied your head down and all that. None of this stuff can worship Yah. We got to worship him in the only place that he want to be worshiped, in spirit and in truth. We got to come to him on that. And he has left the flaming sword. And throughout movies, Transformer, The Matrix, they always made movies for us to give us a way to the tree of life, to see things for what it is. We still miss it. As a black people, Negro people, tribe of Judah, miss it every time from the virus. I just got onto Facebook, and I guess this is another reason why I decided to just sit back and relax and watch movies, to get more feedback of what the minds of the white man is doing, because you can't get nothing from our men. Our men is just as lost without a cause. So you get what the white man is planning and feeding and about to do. You know they every move. You know they every move. But if you don't behold what is actually going on and seeing and really believing that there's a flaming sword that's lit to show you your way, that means you have to see what's in the light. But you can't see what's in the light if you're walking in darkness, in a darkness awakening. You got to be in the light of an awakening, and that's spirit, and that is truth. So a lot of things, I be just sitting back and I was so upset because I got onto Facebook to check to see if anyone left me a message, and there, and lo and behold, a young lady, a sister that is a CEO, the one I told you over the St. Louis healthcare system. She over about 6 buildings and a host of employees. She's the CEO. And I remember when she first started, before she was a CEO, she called me to her office and began to ask me to pray for her, because she was talking about the level of evil that's in this politics and what she's involved. I saw her yesterday on YouTube, clear, really beautiful, clear, big picture of her getting the vaccine. It does something to me. And the first thing I did, is I told the people, don't be deceived. Do not go out and get it. And then her brother came on and said that that's your choice. That's the way you feel. Don't mean everybody else feels. But wait a minute, wait a minute. If she feels she wants to get the vaccine, that's how you feel. Don't advertise it to all your employees and everybody on Facebook and everybody. You go get it and get it. And just tell everybody, oh, I got it. Why put an advertisement? And that was so unjust. It was so unjust. But I sit back and I think about when she called me in her office. Oh, that had to have been 20, about 28 years, probably almost 30, telling me about the wicked that's in this politics, in this healthcare that she was over. But she hadn't been the CEO. So she was, to me, she played the role. She got the part. So what she's doing is, and she also been advertising the community, doing all kind of things for the communities, for the virus and the vaccine. And I'm like saying, do you not know? Do she not know? Do she really not know? She had to have. Because when I told her, one day she come calling me and telling me about what her mother and sister and brother and them arguing about. I said, why are you calling me telling me that? And your husband's fin to lose his life. He lost his life 3 months later. See, don't, it's just, I don't know. People just don't understand. You just don't understand. But Sister Deborah, I'm not going to hold you. I'm sitting here relaxing and everything. I think I'm going to get up and go get me something to eat, or I want to really sit down and eat, but everything is closed down. So I really need to cook me some meals. And that's what I'm thinking about doing, just cooking up meals and freezing them. I did my protein drinks. I got about 15 bags in the fridge, and they are really, really good. So I'm really thinking about fixing me some meals and freezing them, because I do not care for the food that they're selling and they really have out there. But Sister Deborah, I do want to eat. I want me a really big home cooked meal, but I don't want to go to the store to get the stuff to do it. Kind of sad, I know it. But keep watching and being aware. All these blood drives that they have, these blood banks that they have in our black community. Come on, wake up, black people. Wake up, Jacob. I know you ain't getting up. I ain't gonna need me telling you to wake up. But I know that Christ is coming and he's gonna wake you up, and you're gonna get up and all's gonna be well. And for those who's following the wicked that was created for the wicked, I really feel sad for you all, because you bet everything is predestined. So no matter what you're doing on these platforms and how you're doing it and so on and so on, everything is predestined to go according to the way the Most High Yah has predestined it before the foundation of the world. And that's another key there all in itself. And another thing, a lot of the movies that they do have out, and they have put out, and I have been watching several of them. And like I said, Gemini is just a carbon copy. With the movie Gemini, it's right at the end of it, it tells the whole story, and it opened your eyes to see actually what they're doing to us today, and they're going to try, and they are going to go after. I did see a couple of clips of what took place as far as the Republican Democrats, the Republicans storming the Capitol or whatever they was doing. That was all a play, y'all. That was all a role play. That's why you didn't see the military. That's all a show, and it got you really good. Let me show you how deep it got the people. They stopped that stimulus in its track. They kept going, denying it, and they stopped it in its track. They've been doing a well job, and they got about 40 different agents on YouTube giving you the update on the stimulus. And do you all know those people are at least busting a month $80,000, $80,000 just to mislead you in hope. They got the people hoping that the stimulus coming, and they've been doing all they, and you can see them now. They so lit, they so happy. And did you all also notice that a lot of people been complaining about not even getting the 600 because it was a hoax, you guys. It's all a role play. Yes, it's many that got it, but it's more that didn't than those that did. And let me show you, touch you in another way. There are a lot of Caucasian people received it than there were black people. A lot of people. Now, don't get me wrong. I know some blacks got it, but from what I can discern, it's all a hoax. Now, oh, we're gonna start all over on the 20th when what's his name get in there and he's gonna give 2,000. It don't matter, you all. It's like death row. They got this country on death row. Do you understand? They got you all on death row. It's just that when they try to put us down, Shalom, just Shiloh, the right hand of the power of the Father, Christ, is going to up it with Yeshua. It's going to be on. I know he's coming. I know that he's coming. He's going to deliver us. He got to. I say he got to because that's his word. I've read it. And I can see where things are at and where it's going. But those that are walking in that high level of wickedness for the evil of days, I'm going to tell y'all something, brothers. I'm telling you, y'all messed up on the flow up. A lot of you all going to be left out. You're going to be left out on that deliverance. You're going to be left out because you ain't led none of the people nowhere but to your page and to your stupidity, to your ignorance, to your power of your flesh, and led them not to the spirit of the Most High Yah, which is spirit and truth. So Sister Deborah, would say to you all, I'm out. And understand in Genesis, go back to Genesis chapter 3, read 22, 23, and 24, and see where he has left the flaming sword on, that you may find your way. Meaning no matter what way your life went, so what? That's what he said. So what? I left the flaming sword so that you can still find your way home. Find your way home. And then Sister Deborah is just the key to tell you to find your spirit. You got a spirit in you. And believe me, your spirit does not agree with a lot of stuff. It really doesn't. Your flesh does, but your spirit don't. Your spirit knows good. Do you know that? It knows right and wrong, but your flesh don't. That's why your flesh eats the meals and sit in the awakening of its flesh. Because they don't want to awake you. They don't want to awaken you in the spirit because you then know how to rise in the Most High Yah. So Sister Deborah said, I hope you have a wonderful day. And shalom and shalom.